Hello and welcome back to Driving with Todd. I'm Todd. So, today I'm going to talk again about the setup I had in my bedroom where I had my little FM radio on the top shelf of my closet, and I left the closet door open and had the antenna come out against the window. There's a window right there to pick up a radio station that was 60 miles away in Milwaukee. I had the radio attached to a 5-inch reel to reel tape deck so I could then record what was being played. So I love show and tell. As you can tell, I love showing you things on the screen. So what I wanted to show you was that 5-inch reel to reel tape deck. So this is the 5-inch reel to reel tape deck. Now it's not the same one that I had back in 1969, but, but, but it is a facsimile of. So I found this at a thrift store because the one I had has been long gone. And this opens up, the door opens up, and then the tapes go inside here. So you have an open reel on this side, you have a 5-inch reel on this side with tape on it, you thread it through, and you've got controls here to do recording and playback and other types of cool stuff. And this thing weighs about 8 pounds. It's not light. And when Chuck and Scott and I would go walking around, we walk downtown or wherever, we would carry this thing around. And after about, 10, 15 minutes of carrying it, your arm was like sore. So we had to like pass it off to each other so that we could keep on being able to carry it around. It ran, I think, on 4 D-cell batteries as well. So this is that 5-inch reel-to-reel tape deck. It's in mono. It's not stereo. It is a mono tape deck. It also came with a microphone, which I have as well. I don't think I ever took any of this stuff out when I bought it. Bought this used, but yeah, it comes with a little microphone with an on and off for record, little cases. So pretty much complete. It just doesn't work. My feeling is that the rubber belts that drive the tape drive have rotted. What I have found, I've bought a lot of reel-to-reel tape decks in the past. Stereo reel-to-reel tape decks. Big one, I've got one right here next to me. It's a Pioneer 701. I've got a TIAC over on that wall over there. So I've got like about 7 reel-to-reel tape decks. Every single one I've had to have repaired because the rubber windings inside that make the reels turn rotted and had to be replaced. But they sound great. Reel-to-reel sounds great. I've got tons and tons of reel-to-reel tape decks in the other, or tapes in the other room of a lot of the LP records I have in this room. The reel-to-reel tape came on a 7-inch reel, just like the 7-inch single. It came on a 7-inch reel, and it was like the CD quality of the 1960s and the 1970s. Some nice sounding stuff. So I did digress a little bit. I just kind of wanted to show you that tape deck, and that's what I recorded my FM radio on. So there was an FM show out of Milwaukee called it was WZMF, and they had a show on Sunday nights called Green's Underground Circus, and they played underground music. What was considered underground music was album rock. So it was things that were not played on AM radio or FM stereo hit parade type stations. So they played just the very, very unique deep cuts, or that's what you'd probably call today is deep cuts. So as I was listening back one morning, I heard a song called Rock and Roll Queen, and I really liked it. It was really cool, good rockin' song. I mean, it's just a power rocker all the way through. And I said that really sounds cool. I really 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 like that song. Didn't know who did it because they would play about half an hour to 45 minutes worth of music, and then the DJ would be like really slow. That was just groovy move music. I've got my incense burning and the black lights on my posters, and I'm just having so much wild time listening to this music. And they really wouldn't cover much of who did what songs. They would just be talking like really mellow. So a couple weeks later, they played a track of "You Really Got Me Now." It was the Kinks song "You Really Got Me," but it was an instrumental version and another hard rocker, and it was like, wow, that's really good. I wonder who did that. So I'm looking through the records. I go to the record store. We really didn't have a record store. We had department stores that had records. We had five and dime stores that had records. And then we had a camera store that had records. So I would go every week and look through the records. And I came across this one that just had the greatest cover. I mean, I loved the cover. It was just an unbelievable cover. It was just so, it just drove me right to the record. And you know me, I'm a guy that buys albums based on the cover. If it's a cool cover, I got to have that record. So I'm looking at it and I turn it over and there's "Really Got Me Now." It's like, I wonder if that's the song. And then a little further down, "Rock and Roll Queen's" on there. It's like, this is the album. This is the album of those two songs all on one album. This is like treasure. This is gold. I got to buy this. I get it home, crack it open, and "You Really Got Me Now" is the first track, and it's just just driving rocker. Then the next two tracks, one is "At the Crossroads," a Doug Sahm song from the Sir Douglas Quintet, and then the next one is "Laugh at Me," a Sonny Bono song. It was a single he did in 1965. So the rest of the album was pretty mellow, other than "Rock and Roll Queen" and "You Really Got Me," but it was great sounding music. I listened to the first time that I got through that album was like, that's a tremendous album. And to me, they were a little progressive, kind of a progressive rock group, but not really. They're just a totally different sound. And who's the group that we're talking about? Mott The Hoople. I immediately became a Mott The Hoople fan, and this was their first album. So with that, I want to play Mott The Hoople's "Laugh at Me," their cover of the Sonny Bono song. It is tremendous. But before I do that, I'm going to show you the cover of the album. That's the cover of the album that drew me to it and said, that's pretty wild. Look at those lizards coming off the paper and then crawling up the book and up the album front. It's just a cool cover. And with that, we're going to listen to "Laugh at Me" by Mott The Hoople.
Well, how can I be like any guy? Why do they have to make me run? What do they care about the clothes that I wear? What do they get from making fun? Well, we got a lot of space, and if you don't like my face, it ain't me who's going anywhere. 'Cause I don't care. Let 'em laugh at me. If that's so fair, well then I don't have to care to be free until men laugh at me. And I'll cry for you, and I'll pray for you, and I'll do everything that the man upstairs said to do. I'll do it all for you, babe. Yeah, well, I'll do it all instead of why, babe, instead of why, instead of why, babe. Well, instead of why, babe, instead of why, babe, instead of why, babe, instead of why, babe. You laugh at me. Why do you laugh at me? Why do you laugh at me? Why do you laugh at me? Yeah.
Okay, Laugh at Me, Mott The Hoople. Great track, just a great track. This whole album, like I said, is just dynamite. That first Mott The Hoople album is dynamite. If you haven't heard it, you got to pick it up and listen to it. Either listen to it on YouTube. I'm sure all the tracks are on YouTube, or download it from Amazon or iTunes, or I believe it's even available on vinyl and CD. So it's a great album. The next album that they came out was Mad Shadows, and Mad Shadows was just as excellent as the first album. Some really great tunes on there. Just a phenomenal album. Their third album, Wildlife, they kind of changed up a little bit. It's got more acoustic, almost a little bit of a country sound to it. And the second side, most of it was live in concert, and it was doing like oldies from the 50s. I liked the album. I mean, it wasn't like an album that I bought and put on and went, "Whoa, that's really exciting." It was like, it's Mott The Hoople. I gotta like it. It's a pretty good album. Whiskey Women is on there, which is a really good song. And then they kind of went off into a totally different direction later on with David Bowie producing the All the Young Dudes album. They had one more album between Wildlife and All the Young Dudes called Brain Capers, which again was just a kind of okay album. It wasn't phenomenal. It wasn't like the first two Mott The Hoople albums. I think they, like I said, they were kind of sliding Their popularity was starting to slide, and when they did All the Young Dudes with David Bowie, they just became like mega stars overnight. And they did two really great albums, the All the Young Dudes and the Mott album. Then Mick Ralphs, who was the guitarist, left and joined Bad Company, or helped create Bad Company. And soon after that, Ian Hunter left to go on a solo career. And then Mott the Hoople just became the Hoople, and not very good, at least in my opinion. So that's kind of my take on Mott the Hoople. First two albums are dynamite, and then All the Young Dudes and the Mott album are dynamite, and everything else is just kind of fill in. So with that, I hope you enjoyed Laugh at Me, Sonny Bono song. If you've ever heard the original Sonny Bono version, look it up. It's on YouTube as well. I think it's on YouTube. I'm guessing it's on YouTube. And it was a solo single he did in 1965. So if you like this, please go down and push the like button. I appreciate that. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and get updates on my next videos, and go back and listen to my past catalog of 60s and 70s rock tunes. With that, have yourself a super day, and enjoy what's left of it. And then tomorrow, start over and have another great day. And remember, with each day, smile. Smiling is really important. It makes you feel good and makes everybody around you feel good. With that, take care and peace out, baby. Take care. Peace out.